You ready for this? Never.
What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Real. It's your boy Brad, the Brett Man's right there. Chris is underneath us. Welcome back to Slash It Out Live. We got an awesome matchup tonight. One of my favorites we've done yet, actually. Really been looking forward to this matchup for a long time because these are tough. Two great movies, so it's going to be tough to match them up against anyway. Today we got Quiet Place versus Quiet Place 2. Two fantastic flicks directed by John Krasinski. And, man, I mean, a lot of debates going around. Which one's better? We're about to find out here today. We're going to talk about them in detail. And we're gonna try to determine that right here, right now.
Absolutely, and hope everybody's doing well. I'm a little happy with this particular announcement from yesterday. So I'm in a really damn good mood, and yeah, this one's going to be tough. I'll tell you this. Like, this is really like these two movies. It's like picking between your children.
Yeah, and in which case, I mean, a lot of times they actually had to do so in these movies, you know. So
yeah, that is definitely true. Chris, buddy, how are you doing down there? Oh, there's our duck.
Oh yeah, you talking about Joe Duck?
Yeah,
he's right here, man.
We found the duck.
Duck.
Found the duck. Haven't found the snake. MIA still. Yeah, not sure what that is. Doing well though, man. I would like to do a quick shout out. Got my lucky shirt on. Game 5 tonight. Go Bruins. For anybody who gives a damn. So hopefully they come out on top.
I'm going for them just for you. Who are they going against?
The Carolina Hurricanes.
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't like the Hurricanes. So dilly to the Bruins.
Dilly. You know what? I'm a little upset though that I missed your dalliance with the White Claws the other weekend or last week, whenever it was.
Oh my God, last Friday.
Really
that
wish
was
that.
So bad.
Yeah, I really wish that I could have participated more in your encounter with the Claws.
Well, probably not this Saturday, but maybe next Saturday we might freaking we might do it. So
it's not going to be
Saturday?
Claws, friend.
Well, what was it going to be?
Oh, hard whiskey.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We're drinking hard whiskey.
Okay, if it's not bourbon, because Brad knows my experience with bourbon, so.
Hard
Bourbon,
liquor,
yeah.
Irish whiskey, Jameson.
Yeah. Jameson, shots all around, all night, all of us freaking crushing it.
Oh, my gosh. We won't be able to get what we're supposed to get done, which we're not going to tell you what we're doing yet, but it'll come. So let me say hello to the chat real quick. Gory Tiger, what's going on, my friend? Destiny, what's going on? Damn it, I voted for the wrong one. So let me see which one you voted for here. Damn, I don't know what you voted for because right now it's 2 votes for A Quiet Place and Quiet Place Part 2. So I have no idea who you voted for. And then, of course, yeah, she's probably still feeling the side effects from last Friday. We both had a rough night.
Well, you know, she looked coherent enough to form a sentence. And Birdie, on the other hand, not so much.
Yeah, was speaking only in vowels. It was, if even that, honestly.
Well,
We were
I was
playing
trying
a
to
little
buy
Wheel
a
of Fortune
vowel.
with Brett's text messages, that's for sure.
You know, you seemed oddly concerned with your ankles. I can't feel my ankles.
Well, dude,
I can't feel my ankles. It's like, God, I've never been so drunk that it just only affects my ankles.
It always goes after the ankles first, and then it goes to the legs. And at one point, it was going to my neck and my arms. I'm like, okay, that's it. I got to go to bed, or it's going to get worse. And then I went to bed, and then I woke up. All's good in the neighborhood. I felt like a new man.
That's because White Claws let you get hydrated while doing the dirty because it's water mixed with
True
malts.
that as well. And she voted for 2. So, okay, we will disregard that. And plus, Desi, for tomorrow when we put up
she
the
wanted
poll,
to vote for 2, but she hit 1.
Okay. But when we do the poll tomorrow, be sure to vote for 2 tomorrow. So, absolutely. And then her body also felt like it weighed 1,000 pounds.
What was she drinking?
Desi, what you were drinking? I'm pretty sure she was drinking Trulies.
Oh, hell yeah.
Seltzers.
The freaking, the cousin of the Claws.
Yeah, so
of
I almost picked some of those up, but I might try to do that when you all come over this coming weekend.
You see Fluff's comment?
Oh my God! Yes, freaking the PP. Oh, Brad, you gotta do the line.
He says he's got 6 PP90Xs 2 days ago, and now he's built like a brick shit house. My man! Yeah, dude, that shit will get you squared away. You saw what it did for Michael and Jason. It'll get you really squared away, man. You'll be so fit, so unbelievably fit. I've done 3 rounds of it.
Yeah,
Pennywise is a great trainer.
Georgie's not going to be able to do. He's not doing very well last night. So
We'll work him out.
But other than she says, they are the Trulies, and she drank 3 of them and got fucked up.
Damn, 3, man. I've hung out with some lightweights, but my God, how many did you have, Birdie?
I have 5
for 8.
I have 5 in 2 hours because we were doing the Scream 5 watch or drink along, and damn, their rules were brutal.
You got to play by the rules.
Oh my God! Other than Adrian James, what's going on there? So,
What's up, Adrian?
Guys, again, this is going to be almost an impossible matchup, but this is a matchup that we've all on this channel been looking forward to talk about. So I say let's freaking start the event, and you all want to go to the tail of the tape.
Whip it.
Reveal it to me.
All right, here we go. The tail of the tape. So not all at once. Anything in particular you all see here, which I will note real quick, A Quiet Place Part 2 with the budget, I keep seeing 54 million and 61 million. When I watch this movie again, it to me looks like a $61 million budget. So that's what I rewarded it.
Yeah, man. I love the scores all around here. I think they're very appropriate. Critics they gave the first one a 96, the second one a 91, audience is 83, 92 respectively. And the budget is 3 times as much, nearly, like you were saying, Brett, man, from the second one, from the first one there. 17 million for the first, and then 61 million to 54 million for the second one. And it shows. Stacks being made either way you look at it. And, man, John Krasinski's coming out strong.
Oh yeah, shoot. He's along with that new wave of directors, so including Jordan Peele. So hell yeah, like he came at the exact right time. And I'm also looking at this gross box office score right here, like with the 341 million versus the 297. I am curious if we didn't have the Global Bastard, if A Quiet Place Part 2 would beat The Quiet Place.
Yeah, I'm thinking
man.
there's a good chance.
Yeah, it definitely had an effect on it, man. Because wasn't it pushed a year? Because it was supposed to come out in 2020. Is that right?
That is correct.
I think, yeah, it was one of the first ones that got pushed, I think. And, I mean, we're talking May last year, man. Shit was still fucked up in a lot of places. So I think it definitely had a big impact on it.
Yeah, it got pushed back. And then it was like one of the first big releases that came back to theaters. So there's a lot of people that still weren't going out and things like that. It came, I think there might have been one movie that came out, like one bigger movie that came out right before it. But yeah, I remember it definitely had the highest box office post-COVID for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did, and very well deserved too, I think. But again, both of these movies are absolutely terrific. And what's going to really come down to is just the smallest of details. And I'm ready to explore some of those details. If y'all are ready to do this, or if there's anything else you want to look at this tail of the tape.
Slap in the face, man. Let's move on with it.
All right, and then actually, whoa, that's a new feature. Okay, there we go. And before we get going, we are not sponsored by Trulies. Desi will be eventually sponsored by Trulies because she drank them so fast, it just got to her. She drank 3 the weekend before while watching a couple of movies, and it seemed like she's just fine.
A couple of movies, my God. You think you'd have like 8 or 9 down?
7.
Well, Chris, we're all not like you, buddy. So.
Was that an alcoholic joke?
It was.
Fuck
I'm
you,
sorry.
Birdie.
I know. Okay, let's freaking get started here. I'm trying to figure out what the best approach to talk about.
I got it.
Oh, you got it? All right, go ahead. Start us
Since
off.
we're at the beginning of the show, both of these movies have fucking awesome openings, right? Like they're both like the first like 5-10 minutes, it gets you sucked in. They do it in different ways. Like one, the first one's a little bit more emotional. The second one's just more of a fucking high budget, fucking rock and roll, throw out the best scene that you can freaking imagine here, and just to go for a wild ride. So which one of these flicks you guys figure had the best opening?
Oh man, that's tough because I want to go ahead and just for me, I want to say the first Quiet Place, just because it's more of the shock factor. That their littlest child, who was 4. Here, let me pull up the name real quick.
His name Bo.
Bo. Yes,
Yeah, Bo.
Bo. So when he freaking got that toy with the batteries and all that and played it, like, we kind of saw that was really coming, but just to see the actual monster appearing to get the damn child, that to me freaking like gave me like a holy shit moment in the theater. While this the other one, for A Quiet Place Part 2 with the introduction, we kind of already know what's going on, but it's just like more of a day one type of feel. So that's why, again, both of them are great intros, and like Brad said, they just get you into the movie and into that world immediately. And but I am still like barely going to give it to the first one.
Yeah, I love the opening in the first one, man. I mean, it immediately sets the tone that, no one is safe and the stakes are fucking high, man. You know, I mean, your youngest child is dying in the first couple of minutes of the movie. I mean, that's fucking. Sorry, the fridge kicked on there because I had to get a beer.
Oh, no, that's okay. I thought you were lagging there for a minute.
Was I?
Yeah,
am I lagging?
A little fuzzy. You're looking fuzzy, and the fridge is taking over.
Oh no, God!
Damn it, your camera's freaking drinking tonight.
Fucking White Claws.
Let me get this thing out of there, man. How about now? Are we back to normal, or should I change my Wi-Fi?
I would change the Wi-Fi and see if that works. And while you do that, Brad, if you want to go ahead and
work on that a minute. What I'm thinking though, I like the way that the second one is so good. Like it's really 20 minutes of the best freaking brilliant freaking filmmaking you'll ever see. But the first one is immediately connected with the storyline, whereas the second one is just kind of it's more of a treat for us. It doesn't really pay off. It does a little bit because you get to meet Cillian Murphy and you get to do the dive sequence and all that stuff. But it doesn't really pay off because once that's over, you're going back to the current times and you're getting back into the current, storyline. Whereas the first one, it's immediately like related to the events that the rest of the movie kind of how it all plays out. So it has that immediate connection. I also do really like the way it starts off day 92 or 94, whatever it was, because it kind of it drops us right in this world, and we get a glimpse of what these guys have been going through, but it doesn't run us through the whole rigmarole. Like it's just it drops us in. We can see that they know sign language. We don't really know how yet. Then we figure out the girls. All that stuff's great. It's done really well. And then the emotional payoff at the end of that, when they lose the kid, super intense. It's super intense. It really just freaking starts this thing with the bang, because while it does give you that foreshadowing with the spaceship, you don't actually think they're going to kill off the kid. Like you just don't you don't think they're going to do that. But sure, hell, they do. They do.
All right.
Am I looking any better down here, fellas, or am I going to close this motherfucker down?
I think you sound better, but you're still a little fuzzy. But I could deal with a little fuzzy if we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Who doesn't like a little fuzzy? You know what I'm saying?
Fuzzy holes.
All right.
Oh my god.
The anatomy of a human hole.
Y'all figure about that tomorrow night or tomorrow.
So is it? You can understand me though, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay.
And then what's going on, Chad? And yeah, okay. Just want to make sure I caught up with the chat. I'll get to your comments here right after Chris describes what his favorite opening is.
I tend to go with the same. I think there's obviously a huge emotional connection. In the first one, it's kind of a tricky balance there to present something that's kind of puts you in the middle of the world, right out of the gate, and still establish that some emotional stakes there as well. So I like that connection. But the second one is a fucking fun ride, man. You guys know whenever she drives up to the bus and then has to reverse, that was all like one take.
Yeah.
It wasn't with the stunt driver and all that, which I thought that was pretty badass. So the same thing with the second one, I think there's emotional stakes there as well. But you can tell that it kind of, they are playing with that bigger budget a little bit more. So I give it to the original number one. Just by a small margin, though, really, not by a lot.
Hell yeah. Let me check the chat real quick. Here we go. I really liked seeing the first day of the alien things and how scary it would have been to see something coming towards you from the sky. Yeah, that is a really good point. Like just to see something exploding in midair and just like you don't know what's going on if and when they come at you. Yeah, so that is a really strong point. But just to me, with the first movie, like Chris was stating, it's just more to me more of an emotional impact.
Not
Wouldn't it
so
be kind of
fast,
cool though?
Uh-oh.
You guys have to admit, wouldn't it be kind of cool? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're out on a patio somewhere, you got maybe, I'm gonna say 6 or 7 BLs or Mickey Ultis in you, and you see some shit starting to blow up in the sky. You're like, this is it, man. They're here. Wouldn't it be kind of cool?
If Bert had 6 or 7 BLs in him, dude, he'd be like freaking. Why say all words when few do trick? You know, like freaking Kevin from The Office. Like,
Dude, I have that quote hung up in my office.
Do you?
No, I really do, just because that's like I wish most of my phone calls would be that way. Of why waste time to say lot word when few word do trick?
Exactly. But no, not so fast here. As much as I love the emotional payoff we get from the first one, I just think the second one is absolute brilliant freaking filmmaking, pitch perfect filmmaking. It almost brings tears to my eyes every time I see this opening because of how fucking well crafted it is. And we get these, we get this awesome moment where we see the youngest kid kind of with Emily Blunt there. He comes back, you know, to see the young kid back, the one that dies in the first one. You get the moment of. You know, it just the them doing sign language and shit already. It's just so smooth and calm before the storm there for a minute. Like he goes to the store to get some oranges, and then he sits next to Killian, and they're listening to other games. It's all a good time. It's just really nice and tranquil at that moment. And what I really like about it is, you know, you guys know me. There's a lot of really long takes in this opening. You mentioned the one already with the car and shit, the action scene. That shit was intense. But just John Krasinski walking down the street and just little things like that really kind of make you feel this environment a little bit more, I think is lovely. And whenever the freaking creatures start to come out, there's a one-take shot right before that, too, where they come off the baseball field and they walk up and the cop pulls up behind him and he gets out and talks to the cop, and all that stuff was cool. And then that scene ends with the cop getting freaking attacked by the monster.
Yeah,
super intense.
The car flips over or some shit right there at the end, like he has to run. Yeah, and it cuts there. Yeah.
And the use of sound mix here, man, with going back and forth between the deaf, the little girl that's deaf, like her audio of hearing absolutely nothing, and then the chaos, like just going back and forth, is absolutely brilliant. I think it gets goosebumps every time. It's fantastic. And
we'll
super
get to
tense
that.
scenes.
We'll get to that sound.
Oh yeah, super tense scenes. All around, and that opening is just perfect filmmaking, if you ask me. So I'm going to go with it. I know the other one's got the more emotional payoff, but this is just
that's
fantastic.
great sound design right there.
Yeah.
Definitely like a good old classic. Gory Tiger says, I did like how the aliens were introduced at the beginning of the second one. Yeah, for sure. Even though I know it's a little off topic, but of course, a big reason why we're excited about this particular matchup is with the announcement of A Quiet Place Day 1. Even though that's kind of weird to me, just because really the opening of the second one is Day 1. So what's the purpose behind that prequel?
Because everybody loves that opening of the second one, so we're going to draw it out and get a full. I don't know if John Krasinski and the gang is going to be in this one. It's not directed by him. He's doing another one. He's doing A Quiet Place 3. They have 2 in production, pre-production, I should say. So he's doing Quiet Place 3, from what I can tell on the interwebs. And then this other dude, what did he direct? He actually had a pretty good repertoire. Is doing the Day
Is it
Zero.
Fede Alvarez?
No, it's not Fede Alvarez, but it was somebody. I'll look it up here in just a minute. Yeah, there's a Day Zero, and I think that's going to be interesting. I don't know if the plot synopsis, I don't think it's going to follow. I could see them following a different family here and doing something different with it, maybe. But I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, it's the guy who just directed Pig, Michael Sarnowski.
Pig, yes. Yeah, that's
okay.
correct.
But yeah, no, it says here though, man. If you look up A Quiet Place Part 3, it says that Part 3 and Day 1 are one and the same.
Oh, is it? Well, when you look up 3, it has John Krasinski as the director, but then Day 0 or Day 1 or whatever, it has the other dude. But I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I'm just listening to IMDb. But sometimes they have shit that doesn't exist. So
Oh,
Is there
yeah,
another
buddy.
fucking Transformers movie? Oh my god!
Yeah, there is, but we'll get to that.
No,
But
I shouldn't
I'm
have
actually
even
looking.
opened Google.
I'm looking forward to that, but I'll tell you about that later. But Flamethrower says, I am surprised that they didn't de-age the kids at the beginning of part 2. I actually really appreciate them doing that, just because, again, the more real you can try to make something, the better for me.
yeah, that shit got weird in Pennywise. It too. Whenever they de-aged all the
gosh.
kids, it works okay. It does fine, but honestly, it doesn't really take me out. Whenever I watch these two movies back to back, and I didn't even think anything of it. Whenever I saw, obviously they're a little bit older, but it doesn't for me. It didn't change. It didn't take me out of it or anything.
Yeah.
And then Desi says, I'm confused about day one, honestly. Like, again, I am too. So I'm very curious to see a trailer when that comes out.
I'm all about it though.
And then, oh my gosh, Fluff. In part 2, they should have shown Ray Wilson saying, Jim, this isn't funny.
I fucking love Rainn Wilson.
Oh, yeah. And then Chad says, the dad moment from the first one is almost as good as Brackett seeing at Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. And damn, what a powerful moment. Dude, that is a
for
really
sure.
damn good comparison, Chad.
It was a good man. That shit at the end is sad, man.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I almost cried the first time, and I almost cried again watching it the second time. I was like, "Oh, you son of a bitch!" And I knew he was gonna die, and I'm like, "Ah!"
But dude, freaking John Bo is such a great actor.
He is. He's not bad, man. He's solid.
Yeah. So let's actually make that segue because in the first one, John was a humongous part of the first one, while Killian is a big part of the second one. So I'm getting ready. I think y'all know where I'm getting ready to ask. Who was better?
Oh,
throwing us dirty, doing us dirty, right?
Good luck.
Performance-wise, or I mean, if we have to like take one out on a date, what are we talking about?
Oh my gosh, Chris, you got people crying in the chat here. That's why Destiny doesn't rewatch the original because it hurts too much.
You're damn right.
And also, Chad said he cried in the theater. Yeah, I said it. Come at me. And then Destiny says Killian with her pick. So, what's your all's pick?
Oh man, that's tough.
I know.
Terms of,
Again, it's like picking your favorite child.
It's really tough. I think honestly I may go Killian here, and I'll tell you why. It's because as heartbreaking as John Krasinski is throughout the entire thing, I mean he loves his kids. There's this emotional impact. I think emotionally it's a greater journey for Killian because when it starts off, after the invasion. He doesn't really come into the picture as a very likable character. You know what I mean? Like he's just trying to look out for himself, and there's a huge, by the end of it, there's a lot of growth in his character, and obviously the emotional scenes at the end and everything. I think the emotional journey for that character is greater than Krasinski's. And of course, now we're talking about character more than just performance. But yeah, John Krasinski was fucking heartbreaking, man. I don't know. I'd probably give the edge to Cillian Murphy. Also, if I had to take one of them out on a date or I had to bang one,
oh my god,
definitely Cillian Murphy. So
no, John Krasinski was way cleaner because while Cillian is a good looking man, like he was dirty in this one.
I don't want the six pack. Give me the fucking beard and the dirt. Okay.
Give me John because I hear that guy is fantastic.
Oh,
what? The fuck
so
was that?
I found myself just
if you know, you know. But
I found myself just a little bit more drawn to John Krasinski's character. Freaking Nate. What's his name? Not Nate. What's his name? His name's just John Krasinski. Lee.
Yeah,
Yes.
I got you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Emmett. No, Lee. Lee is right.
Emmett.
Emmett. No, I was right. I knew it started with the E though. There was an E in there. Lee is
John's
Lee.
name is Lee.
Wait, yeah, Emmett's the second one. Okay, there's both of them. Okay, Lee and then Emmett. Okay, so I found myself a little bit more drawn.
Fucked up.
I'm all fucked up here, bitch. I can't look. Okay. Okay, that's not the words, but either way. I found myself a little bit more drawn to the Lee's character, just because of the family dynamic. I mean, I was a little bit more invested in their relationship. The second one, I like Killian. I thought the performance was fantastic, and his arc, like you were talking about, Chris, is fantastic. I love his arc throughout the movie, but I just, I just wasn't as drawn to his journey with the girl. What's her name? Britman. Name check.
Okay, got you right here. Reagan.
Reagan, yes. From Exorcism, yes. Exorcist. I wasn't as drawn to Emmett and Reagan together as I was with John and his family in the first movie. So for that reason, I'm probably going to go with John because I think he's more important character to the two movies. But man, Killian was a fine freaking replacement for him, and I thought he did a killer job, and they did a great job of giving him an arc when they very easily could have just thrown him in there and not done anything with him.
Yeah, exactly. And before I give my comments real quick, Chad says, Chris, good point with your argument. Bessie says, the scene when he tells the girl to dive is such a great scene, and that's with Emmett telling Reagan to dive in the water. Yeah,
yes, and I love the foreshadowing at the beginning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then give me Dirty Killian all day. And then apparently you and Destiny are on the same page. And what's going on, Bacon PQ?
I would take, John's just cleaner, dude. Brett, who are you picking to go out with?
You see, well, I'm not going out with anybody, but
but if you had to pick, you have to pick.
Well, I'm going with
it's choose or die.
John. Well, okay, fine. I'll go with John because again, I heard that guy was fantastic. But no, man. Again, if you know, you know. I'll tell you afterwards. But originally, I was going to go with John with this argument, but after hearing Chris's argument about like a character development, Killian easily had the character development of the two, but John really didn't need the character development because he kind of like plays kind of like the same throughout the entire movie. It's just with each scene, he has a tighter relationship with his children. Then, of course, he had to do that damn. Oh, dude, yeah. Like again, gets me chill bumps every time. Like it makes me sad just because I didn't want him.
Just now.
I'll do it again. But no. But with Killian though, yeah. At the beginning, he was a guy that we didn't like it, and at the end, it's a guy that we really gravitated towards. Like, okay, this guy's going to be our replacement of Lee, and I'm all up for it. So, for acting purposes, I am going to give it to Killian of the two.
Dude, let me tell you this though about character development. Not to change your mind, I respect your opinion. It's yours. I like it. But there was on this last watch of the movie, I noticed this scene that I haven't really picked up on before. It's almost right before shit hits the fan in the third act. Emily Blunt is telling Lee, I love mixing up real names with fake names, by the way. That is my specialty. But Emily Blunt's telling Lee, she's saying, whatever you do, protect them. Like, you got to protect them. That's your job or whatever. And like, he like gets tearful. That's a really good scene when you know the ending, like when you know how it all pays off at the end. And like, cause he's like tearing up and he's like, you're right. Yeah, I'm going to do that. No matter what happens, I'm going to be protecting my kids. And yeah, I didn't pick up on it before, but knowing the ending now, going back and watching it again, that was awesome.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is so damn hard just because like I love both of these movies. Like this is like the closest from an original to a sequel that any other movie can offer out there. And what's going on, Chase, from Moser Movie Reviews? How are you doing, bud?
My friend?
Then Bacon says, too. Yeah, and then Bacon says, prefer part one was great, so much suspense. And yeah.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
Please tell me somebody got... Oh, yeah, that's right. We are recording this, so we are going to snippet that sound eventually. So, yes. Yeah. But, all right, so me and Brad got a question. So, Chris, do you have a freaking question you want to throw at us?
No, absolutely not.
Well, dang gun, what good? No, I'm just kidding.
Useless. Absolutely.
Hey, no, dude, you're good because let's go ahead and just tackle probably the big thing that defines both of these movies: the sound,
Jesus.
the freaking sound.
I didn't hear that one in there.
Because there is I'd always thank J-Man for this because this is what his description of sound in movies are. It's the heartbeat of a movie. Like without sound, you almost don't really have a movie at all. Like Halloween is the prime example of that because without that classic Halloween score, that Halloween wouldn't be as big as if it was today. I think when they added all that sound, it became probably the top top horror movie of all time, all just because of sound. But what Quiet Place does differently, though, it's just their whole movie is based off sound and the sound effects and how they do the sounds. Which, if y'all haven't seen the behind the scene features of the first Quiet Place on how they do those particular sounds, especially with the lettuce, holy shit, what are you all doing? After this stream, go watch those behind the scene features. It's really astounding stuff. But yeah, what do y'all think about it? Like the sound, which movie did it better?
Man, okay, they're both fantastic. I think they both do a really good job. I will say, Chris, I'm gonna be brief and I'll let you take over.
Oh no, man, I was just
one thing that just really I tackled on it earlier is that during the opening of Quiet Place 2, I that's some of the best sound mixing ever. I think it does such a good job to add to that scene. When you're taking the sound away entirely, like right in the midst of this shit hitting the fan, because that's what it would be like for her. It kind of puts you in her shoes to take that sound away. There's chaos behind her. She has no clue. It's brilliant. And then the first movie does some of that too. And it does a lot of stuff with the creatures and everything. But yeah, you take it away, man. I just wanted to mention that opening again.
No, I think, for me, I think maybe it's really hard to say, man. I think maybe the tension was a little bit higher in the first one. The sound created a little bit more tension, but there's still so much. I think it really takes it and runs with it in the second one, man. Like, let's take the train scene, for example. When she's on the train and then all of a sudden, you can kind of see. And another great thing that it does in both of these is, like, you see a lot of things happen sort of out of focus. Like, the camera will focus on a character, then you see someone die or you see some other action happen in the background. Which kind of like echoes the thing with the sound, right? We're focused on this little girl. She can't hear shit, right? And then, like, there's no noise at all for the action that's happening in the background. So I think awesome. I think part two does it a little bit better, like with the train scene. And whenever Noah Jupe's character, I can't remember what the fuck his name is with the baby, and the towel slips and he's locked inside and Emily Blunt is trying to race back and all those things.
Oh yeah, all that shit's going on like simultaneously too.
Exactly, yeah. And in the middle of all that, and then you have Cillian Murphy and
Reagan
Simmons, Reagan,
yeah,
out there, so fucking, yeah, a lot of things are going on at the same time. A lot of, like, 3 different sound designs are happening at the same time, and they're all have their own quirks and things going on. And I thought it blended it, and it uses it all to create this huge moment of tension there. So I think it's part 2, man, for me. I don't know.
And again, I do not freaking blame you, but just for me, it definitely is part 1, because to me, part 1 pretty much just introduces like the whole concept idea of sound and using their sound effect like to tell a story. And I know the second one does that too, and it does a really damn good job of that. But the second one has such more of a bigger budget, so they could have done a lot more with that sound, while the first one only has 17 million, which they could still do a good chunk of it. But just to introduce the whole concept of the idea, damn, if they didn't nail the whole sound thing, A Quiet Place would not be where it's at today. So that's why for me, who did the sound better, it's the first Quiet Place.
It's a good choice, Brett, man. And one thing to add on to both of them is the score. I think the score is pretty underrated. Yes.
Oh,
The
especially the
score's really
title
good.
card.
Yeah, it's solid
Yeah.
all the way throughout. I think it's a good score. Like again, it's not one that you're going to go out and buy. It's not John Carpenter like you're going to get the vinyl or anything, but like it adds a lot to the movie. I think it really gives some. I don't know. It carries some emotional weight with it too. I think.
Absolutely, it does.
I don't disagree. And also, if anyone hasn't seen it, another. The only other flick that I can think of that's really equal to this is it's not necessarily it's not horror at all. It's drama, but Sound of Metal about the metal drummer going deaf. It's on Prime is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, everybody should check it out. It's great. Have you watched it, Brad?
It's been on my list for years.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but I guess I'm gonna have to add it to my list now. So
It's called Sound of Metal. Check it out. It's great.
awesome. And what's going on, Jeffrey Miller? Welcome to the channel, my friend. I
Yes.
love the first one. Hell yeah, man. We loved the first one too, and we loved the second one. And he also says it was an experience going in the first time for the first one.
That it
Yeah,
was.
same here, because that theater experience, holy crap, that was a good experience. And then the second one, not quite as good of an experience because the AC broke and I was hot, like freaking hot.
Dude, I do, but
That's why
to
all
be
the
fair,
butter
going
melted
back,
on his fingers.
butt boy. To be fair though, like the second one was like the first time back in theaters. Like again,
Yeah.
there was a couple here and there, but this was the first big release that we went back to. I think again, I feel like there might have been one thing before it, but we did a review for this right after Brett and I did. Right after we saw the movie, we were both amped. We both got back and we were freaking like, let's review the shit out of this. We were pumped
They
up.
gave us a fucking poster when I went to the theater and saw it as well, and they gave us a poster in there. They were like, "God, just thanks for coming back to the theater." I was like, "Yeah, man."
It was I thought it was great, but yeah, both of them were fantastic theater experiences because of that sound and the ambiance that you're in there, man.
Oh yeah. Let me get to this comment. And then Brad, if you have a question next, actually two comments I want to get to because Destiny brings a good point. Even though I'm a little meh on it, is I also think the older son, which I got his name right here, Marcus is his name. He had a great character arc from the first to the second movie. He was so scared, and then in the end, he faces the monster. The parallels of Reagan and him both walking up to you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like both at the end of the second one. Yeah. Monster makes me cry in a happy way. Yeah. That was pretty rewarding. Even though I'll be quite honest with you, I'm not a big fan of Marcus at all because
Fuck off.
Because like
First off, Marcus is an extremely personal friend of ours. I'm telling him right now. Where's he at? I'm going to say that you're not a friend. I'm going to take that audio.
No. Man, fuck that Marcus. But I'm talking about the Marcus in the movie. Freaking Matt Stafford, some doppelganger Marcus. But no, he really does. But anyways, but the Marcus character, I was okay with him like doing what he did in the first one, but the second one, dude, he frustrated the hell out of me. Just because all he had to do was stay put, but instead he had to leave his little baby brother and just freaking bring in one of those aliens when it wasn't even necessary. So like it frustrated me, but I did love his redemption at the very end.
Well, I think that's a lot of that's his arc, like because I think like what Destiny was saying, I think I actually had notes to talk about his arc. Even when they do the flashback, it starts in the flashback in the second one. He's scared to hit the ball in baseball. He's so scared of everything. And, and then in the first movie, it starts out like he's terrified of everything. He's scared. And then when John relies on him, when Lee does, he's like, hey, you got to go do the fireworks, dude. I got to go save your mom. You got to go fucking turn on the fireworks. Like he's scared, but that's the second, like that's when he wakes up. And that's like when he's like, I'm going to go fucking do the fireworks now. I'm going to set those bad boys off. And I'm going to be a team player. And that's really when his arc really starts. And I thought that was fantastic in the first movie. And then when you go back to starting in the prequel part of the second one, it all pays off even more. And then by the time of the end of the second one, like Destiny's saying, when the two kids are walking up to the monsters at the end, that shit was awesome. That was again brilliant filmmaking. And
with the score that was introduced at that very last thing of Quiet Place Part 2 was epic as shit.
Yeah, and they're taking over. They're taking over because Emily's in the back. She's all sliced up there. And then the other dude's in the
She
ground. He
can't
just
work.
stepped on some glass. Yeah, she can't work. And then the other dude, Killian's over there. He can't do anything. These guys are taking over. They're saving the day. And it was fantastic the way they grew as kids, as characters, and just freaking taking the liking to this world they're living in now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to break up this fight in the chat right now because freaking Bacon is stirring up
dude.
shit.
Oh.
Bacon
I
is
saw him
stirring up.
post it, dude. I wasn't even going to say anything because
Bacon is, well, it's just Bacon stirring up shit, and that's usually Chad's job. He said, you guys need to do Texas Chainsaw 2022 versus Scream 2020 or 22, and I'll go ahead and let you know, we do have that written down, so don't worry, Bacon.
I hope
do
that
have
is not real.
potential.
We did a review for TCM 22. I thought we all agreed we were never going to fucking talk about that again.
You just made the list.
I'm sorry about that. No.
Here's the deal.
Oh,
If we're
this
gonna,
is where
if
it
we're-
gets bad.
If we're going to bring that back up again, we all have to sit on butt plugs while we do the fucking... while we do
Or
the show.
how about drink along for that? But I gotta get Brian and Destiny's.
No, I want
that's
something
their
that
thing.
no one's going to agree to.
Oh,
And I would
I think a
100%
watch
agree
party-
with
a watch
Destiny.
party-
I would watch Resurrection 1,000 times before.
and I
Yes!
actually hate to say
DCM
this, but
22
I
again.
actually probably would too. Even though I think Texas Chainsaw 2022 is a better movie than Resurrection, but if you hand me the two of them,
I disagree.
I'm probably gonna pick Halloween Resurrection. But again, we got the Halloween franchise review series coming up, starting on July the 25th, where we review all of that franchise, and we will get my new thoughts on Halloween Resurrection.
You tell that freaking duck hunting son of a bitch I'm never watching that movie again because that's exactly what he's doing in this fucking cornfield.
Which one?
Oh,
The
he's
freaking Leatherface, dude. He's out there freaking hunting ducks.
Oh my gosh.
That is the absolute worst thing I think I've ever seen. I gave it like a half a star out of 5. I would rather be castrated with a dull penknife than have to fucking sit through that again. I won't do it. You can't make me.
See, there we go. We got our hashtag of the night. Hashtag butt plugs and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Do it.
Hey,
Don't
they
make-
go
hey.
together, man, like lamb and tuna fish.
We can whip out Eddie Money and put him on a freaking on a bicycle, dude, and just see what happens. I mean,
Oh my god.
Yeah. Who did it better? Which head decapitation scene did it better, Resurrection or Texas Chainsaw? But again, we're gonna
Resurrection.
save that. We're gonna
Okay.
save that for another time because again, we got these two amazing movies, and we do need to talk about them with the absolute most respect.
Well,
I
see,
just
they're-
thought it was hilarious, and in the chat they were freaking fighting over those two movies.
They got us
We could
fucking
get it.
sucked in like high tension.
I think we should Teddy Long this son of a bitch and make this thing a tag team match, dude. And we can have Resurrection
holla.
Quiet Place, Resurrection Quiet Place 1 versus Texas Chainsaw and Quiet Place 2. No, I'm
Oh
kidding.
my God.
That would get me
No,
out of
dude.
it.
Oh
I
my
couldn't remember
god.
Man.
Yeah, I want to forget that I even saw Texas Chainsaw 22.
that. Yeah, that was bad. I'd rather see the
All right.
Matthew McConaughey one. Anyway, Brett, man, I got a question for you.
Speaking of the Matthew
That-
McConaughey one, that's like on my next watch of my 14 Days of Horror tomorrow.
You're in for a treat.
I know. So Bacon, damn you. But that's Bacon's pick
Wait,
for
what
tomorrow.
are you
But
starting
anyways,
your 14 with?
I already started it Monday, and I so far have watched Pieces, May. Pieces.
It's gonna
May.
be May.
Yeah.
Don't start. Don't. Brett's gonna get excited. He's gonna do it.
It's
Oh.
gonna be May. But
Yeah.
anyways, try to remember real quick. I watched Pieces. I watched Unfriended. I watched Zombievers today, and then yesterday I
Hey!
watched May. So far, a pretty interesting start. But I've been loving doing this series so far. So it's going to be an annual thing for the Brett Man.
Zombievers is a fucking bet, Bubby. That's a good one. I love
It-
Zombievers.
It was something. That's all I gotta say. And then of course, Chad, Resurrection, baby.
I'll take it, dude. Give me that dude in the freaking dryer all day. The guy's head in the beginning. I will take that.
I got a
All
DUI,
day.
baby.
Okay, last one. And we gotta get back to this for some Quiet
Okay,
Place
you're right, yeah.
because I have been seeing this trend a lot lately. The Lost City. Have you boys seen it?
Yes,
Brad
I
has.
told you guys. Yeah, it was
It's
good.
it's
dude. Brad
streaming
Pitt
on
was
Paramount
fantastic.
now. I am gonna watch it probably tomorrow.
I'm probably
Yeah,
gonna
check
watch
her
it
out.
after this stream if it's okay with a certain somebody.
I bet it will be. I think it'd be fine. I would, from that person's perspective. I don't know who it is, but I mean, I think maybe.
Yeah, I can't imagine what objections they may have.
Yeah, I don't
Overruled.
know.
That's all I gotta say. But
Yeah, it's good. Brad Pitt was fantastic in that movie, dude. The highlight.
I
of the
fucking
movie,
love
for sure.
Brad Pitt, man. God, if I had to have sex with a man.
okay.
Woo, Brad
Anyways, Brad, do you have a next question for our quiet place?
As Brad Pitt standing behind you with a cigarette in his mouth. Yes, I do. both of these movies, I think they're different from us. They're actually a lot of times the sequels come in. They give us the exact same movie again. Conjuring did that. A lot of movies do that, which is fine. It works. You can make it happen. You can have a good sequel and still do that. But these movies are vastly different. The first one's a very small and confined, family-based drama with monsters. The second one is, well, I wouldn't say as much. There's not a lot of drama in there, but still, it's very small, concise. The second one opens up this world. You get a much bigger world. You're seeing more people. You're seeing the effects of these creatures on the overall grand scheme of things. So I'm here to talk about which of these movies does the story better. Which one has the better story?
The first one, because the second one, they at one point they were telling like 3 different damn stories, and I think to me just simpler is better. And just in the first one, it's just about the family and those 4 people. So I go with the first one with the storytelling.
Chris?
We're talking about story. I'm sorry. These
Let's just talk about the story. Yeah.
I'll this is difficult because on the one hand, I mean, you had the originality in part 1, right? I mean, it was fresh. I remember when it came out, man. I mean, it was really fucking good, right? I mean, it was like, holy shit, this is way different. The sound design, makes it different. John Krasinski, you're kind of like, I mean, up until Jack Ryan, this is a guy who was mostly a comedic actor, right? And so it's kind of weird. Jim. It was like, okay, so now he's a comedic actor, and then he got the Jack Ryan role. And I think maybe season 1 had come out to this point. It's just kind of like, well, maybe he's an action guy now, and then all of a sudden he's directing a horror movie. So it's kind of like, and then you go see it, and it's like, holy shit, that's really fucking good, And the originality and everything was there with the story. But what I really like was, how many times do you get a sequel and it lets you down? You know what I mean? Like, it's like you said, it's a complete retread. And what I loved about the sequel was that it is kind of a retread in the sense that, Brett, you're fucking smirking me over there, dude.
Sorry.
I can see you out of the corner of my eye. You better close the chat. That's what I had to do.
That's why I got moderators for us. And they're fighting within each other.
And so what I like about the sequel is that you come back to the same world, but it finds a way to take it and run with it and expound upon those same themes and ideas that you had in the first one, in ways that a lot of horror sequels fail. So it's weird, kind of trying to put the stories up against each other, because on the one hand you have the very low key kind of family drama, really, that the first one is, even though it takes place in this sort of sci-fi setting, right? This fantastical world, it's still very much a family drama. And then in the second one, it's more of a survival drama. Still about a family, but it's more of it's broadening its scope, so to speak. And it does it so well that it's like, I don't know, man. I guess I'm probably going to give it to part 2, because I'm more, as much as I love the original one and what it was able to do, I love that the sequel wasn't a fucking disaster. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, that's where my head's at right now, where I just think how awesome it was that they were able to take it, and they were able to create a story in that world with the same characters and actually move forward that narrative that they created in the first one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it does a great job of expanding all that, which I really do appreciate. It does a lot of good things. For all the good things it does, I do wonder at the beginning of the movie why they decide to leave their homestead, because they have a good thing going. I know John died there, but man, they got crops. They got freaking all these safety. They got a freaking. I mean, they need a pump downstairs to get the water out. But I mean, come on, they still got food and shit. Like food is hard to come by. Like, they could work that out. But instead they left going into the unknown. But it worked out for him. I like that. That builds. I know from a writing standpoint, they had to build the world up, and so that's why they did it. So I'll fuck off. But I do really like. The second one brings you a little bit more dialogue because they have the safe room under the house or under the cement and stuff, and in the boiler or whatever that was. So you get some good dialogue in there, some good action sex. Dude, I can't fucking talk right now. I'm sorry. You get some good action.
Oh, Daddy, it almost came back up. Some good action sex.
So, please, again, we got this recorded, so I will snippet that out, too.
Some action sex. Hell yeah.
Action sex, yeah. The anatomy of human holes. Okay, I like it. Good character arcs in the second one, too.
Oh, my God. Okay, that's it. New hashtag. Action sex. That is the new hashtag of the night. No more butt plugs or Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No, we got to do butt plugs still too. I think that helps too. But
okay,
I'm not crying. You're crying. Get through it.
I like the fucking the characters, the growth in the second one. You talked Killian. We talked to kids already. I appreciate that. The first one, what I really like about the first one, like I said, it's a confined family-based story. It's all within this one household. But they add this nuance to it, this element of Emily Blunt's character being pregnant, and you're like, what the fuck's gonna happen here? Because we got this whole thing going on. Like, obviously, there's gonna be some noises being made along this path. Like, how are they gonna address that when it comes? And the freaking the delivery scene in the bathtub will forever be known as one of the best scenes in horror at this point. Like when you see List 50 years down the road, that's going to be on there. That was fantastic. The way the tension was building up to that moment. Everything came in. It culminated. Emily Blunt's freaking acting in that tub, the way she lets out that scream whenever she finally can. Freaking awesome stuff, man. That shit was brilliant. And that added little story bonus, I think, it adds an interesting, development there.
Yeah, man. That bathtub scene is probably one of the most suspenseful scenes I've ever seen. And I'm pretty sure A Quiet Place is PG-13, right? I want to say yes.
Keep talking, Brady.
I want to say yes because they did cut out a lot of the violence stuff and all that. So I want to say yes because if that's the case again, because it's rare to have a great scary movie that's PG-13, and freaking Quiet Place just tells you, pretty much gave you the damn blueprint on how to do it, and they do it with storytelling and they build up a suspenseful moments. So damn right. And then the second one, I agree, they have to expand the world at this point. You just can't keep him at the house for a whole nother movie. And I actually told you guys earlier today, I hope the third one does it in the snow. Because, again, I'm a sucker for a snow environment. I want to see how they deal with it in the snow.
I hope they get trapped inside a public restroom.
Oh my gosh, we're not doing the bathroom theory. That is only
we have to see it through. It's the only fucking way to know, okay?
What if you talk in your sleep? That's another question I got to know. Like you're like a lot of people do. You're gonna be screwed.
Okay.
Dogs will be the first people to go.
I mean,
okay, chat. What do y'all think? Can you go to the bathroom during this and live? There we go.
I mean, it really depends on the amount that you drink the night before. You know, I mean, how did you feel when you got up on Saturday? Could you have survived?
Yeah,
I could.
And can you just fart? Like, do a regular fart? Does have to be a silent fart? Could it be a daily fart? Or like, I don't know. Like, I'm just saying, like, if you do that, like, are you dead?
All I know is Demon from Friday 5 wouldn't make it. He would not make it at all.
No fucking way, dude.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah, he can't shit without singing that song, so he's out. I mean, I don't even. And what do you even do? I mean, you have to. I mean, your diet can have no fiber in it, right?
Or more fiber, because that would make things maybe a little bit smoother than, like, I don't know. Like, you couldn't overdo it because then it's gonna just blow out. You know, like you're gonna have a blowout, and you can't do a blowout in these kinds of situations.
Especially that kind of blowout. And then Bacon says we will be fucked. Absolutely. So that is why, thank God, like during this apocalypse, there's nobody running a Taco Bell. Oh man. Oh yeah, and
You
that's
didn't even
another
get to
thing
the
too
next
with
one,
that.
which was the best comment.
Oh, I'm getting to that one. But I just want to say to hear that snow sound effect with the noise play, that would be fucking terrific. And then what was it right here? Is this a comment, Chris?
And she said, "I throw up a lot."
Oh shit.
I
Okay,
throw
you
up a
caught.
lot.
Okay, you
right.
caught me, guys. Never go hiking in the snow. Yeah, that's pretty much. I just love snowy environments. I still be mean to see Wrong Turn 4 just because it's a snow environment. I'm just a sucker for snow. Okay, like I
Have you
love
seen
the snow.
Have you seen
See
Frozen?
for me.
Dead snow. Oh,
Frozen, not the Disney movie, but the one on the ski lift.
Yeah, I actually seen both. Freaking Elsa's a bitch, and Elsa's an evil bitch, and then the Adam Green Frozen, dude, that was a good time. I
Yeah, I liked
enjoyed it.
You couldn't drink a beer anymore either because it would you'd be smoked. We'll throw that into the Pennywise thing.
Okay? Okay,
I'm dead.
time out.
Almost.
Sorry, Destiny asked the $1 million question. Chris, you would agree with this. Why the hell would you nut in a woman when there's an alien outside?
Well,
yeah,
see,
how the hell were they keep it silent?
Because it's Emily Blunt.
Well, that's one way of being blunt.
I think I would sound like Demon.
Oh!
You know what I'm saying?
I'd be making her doing the Tara Reid sound effects from American Pie. Holy shit!
Wasn't she pregnant before the whole thing happened? Because I mean, I don't disagree.
No, it was after, just because I feel like when they lost
what
Bo,
a fucking idiot! I'm right there with you, Destiny. I think that I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, I feel like you have to pull out. You got a POP at that point. Pull out and pray, man. There's no way. Yeah.
Look, the pull-out method is not 100% effective. Like you got to know that there's.
It's better than just leaving it in there.
I'm just saying they could have
like
pulled
a couple
out.
of
It just
Mormons.
wasn't effective. They could have pulled out. They could have even been wearing a Jimmy. I don't know, but it could have broke. I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know
Well,
the answers to these
even
questions.
try to put that on, you get to hear the freaking $17 million sound effect of putting one on. But like, if it's like
Exactly, man. Listen, you have got to eliminate noise the best you can.
God,
we're talking about keeping a jar of sawdust by the bed.
Oh my! Well, Chris, I don't like saying
we have to keep noise to a minimum.
Chris, I don't like saying it's rough, it's coarse, and it gets everywhere.
But
I bet they did it under that waterfall for sure.
Oh yeah, I bet that's where they did it. But even though what would be hilarious is they were freaking getting it on, and the monster's coming this way, and then Emily Blunt goes, "I'm coming," and then the alien goes, "Oh, okay, she's coming, guys. Don't worry, hold on, man. Look, they're coming, they're coming." But God, I love American Pie. So, anyways, but we have now entered the Dick Sand, Brett, man. Oh
yep,
that's
we made it there.
Pull out some Metallica. Oh shit! This has gone completely out of control, but we love when the chat is being this way, so we appreciate you guys. Is there anything else in particular? We've gone through sex theories, we've gone through bathroom theories, and the waterfall is a great idea, actually. And that's the other thing too. That waterfall scene was really cool too.
Also, Destiny asked the question earlier. Did we ever get to the bottom? She asked Brad Pitt or Cillian Murphy.
Yeah. Oh, I got that starred. Thank you.
Where do you fall in this? Tell me it's Brad Pitt.
Well,
it's Brad Pitt for me.
Well, fucking Brad Pitt's sexiest. People wrote.
Yeah, it's definitely Brad Pitt. Killian's got weird eyes, man. Like I know.
Oh, but they are so pale blue, buddy.
No, it's there's something about his face shape that's a little bit weird to me. His eyes are good color, but they're a little bit weird, a little bit extreme. But I like him. My wife's obsessed with the dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, both of our favorites. I'm in this for Emily Blunt. She's in this for Cillian. Those are both on near the top of our list.
Hey man, Emily Blunt is a close, probably number 2 for me. Nobody can beat Olivia Wilde, probably, but
hey, I heard Olivia's wild.
Not for Andy Serkis, whatever his name is.
No. Andy Serkis, Jason Sudeikis, nice. Andy Serkis. It's a far cry between those two. Tom Hardy is number 1 for me. Brad Pitt is a close second, but
Yeah.
It has to be freaking Brad Pitt as Cliff Booth.
Destiny's
I'd go with
arguing
Brad
in
Pitt.
OFT.
Oh man, fellas, anything else? I know we tackled some of the big points. I didn't know if there's anything else you want to talk about with both of these movies. I'm sure we can freaking go another 30 minutes about it.
I did have a couple just about the tension in the movies. I really,
Yes.
we talked about it already. I thought the what was that about? The bear. I wanted to mention quickly that bear trap sequence at the beginning of the second one was freaking epic too.
Mm-hmm.
Their whole journey over next door was fantastic. That was really good when he lets out that scream and then they blow the alien away. Emily and Reagan do. I thought that was fantastic. I do like the fact that all the shit hits the fan at the same time in the second one because it's kind of like Star Wars: Return of the Jedi. We have like 3 battles going on at the same time, and you're like, fun. Like, it's just fun. It's just a fun ride there at the end of the second one.
And then that little corn. What's that like whole tower where all the corn's being kept? Because that was a suspenseful scene too.
Yes, the silo, dude. They almost drowned like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, man. It was also kind of like Jigsaw too. But this
It
better.
was Jigsaw. I did thought about that on this last watch.
I did want to mention real quick briefly about the effects. I thought the monsters looked much better in the second movie, but I did like what they did with the monsters in the first movie, putting them in the shadows, kind of hiding them throughout most of the movie.
Yeah, they kept them out of view, and then they really only revealed them until like maybe completely in the third act, right?
Correct.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw brief snippets of them like running earlier in the movie, but really at the end is when we got the close shots, and there was some heavy CGI there. I thought they looked better in the second one, but like again, I like the way they were used in the first, and I think that might be it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I love the design of the monster too, with like freaking like its head kind of like expanding, having like those little cubes and all that, kind of like for when
Yes.
you're freaking cutting into a watermelon with that little like technique to create your cube watermelons. Anyways, besides that, I thought the design and just the look of the ear, like how it like listens to sound and everything, it does look very awesome. Fucking great point as well. It does look like a freaking Demogorgon from Stranger Things.
Yeah, Demogorgon. Yeah.
Yeah, which God, I can't wait to the end of this month till we get Stranger Things Volume 4, or sorry, Volume 1, Season 4.
I can't either, dude.
But no, I don't. So, Brad, you have anything else added on to that?
Yes. What was it though? Chris, you got anything?
I don't think so, man. I mean, I had anticipated that. Whose matchup was this? Who?
Mine, proudly.
Okay, yeah, rock and roll, man. So I thought you had everything, kind of situated away.
Well, I knew Brad will have some really good points to talk about too, and plus we can't freaking top the freaking bathroom and sex theories on Quiet Place Worlds.
Oh, yeah, another theory. That's what it was.
Oh,
Wow,
gosh.
see, sex theories got that brain going again.
That
It's the
freaking sex
man.
action.
The action sex. I'm curious why these assholes don't attack each other, man. If all they're listening to is sound, why like their counterparts make a lot of noise, but they're never fighting each other. So that was a question that I have about the guys. But that's something we could tackle another day.
And then they're also not good swimmers.
No, but I did like the island thing in the second one. I thought that was a cool place to take the story.
You know
because
what,
that
man?
because that was smart. Like going into an island once they learn that they can't swim. Like they can't swim, bitch. They can't work, or they can't kill. But it's still
We're all
being
drowned
smart.
out here, bitch. We can't work.
Them and
Yeah.
Jason have something in common, but Jason
man.
can't swim as an adult.
The only thing I really didn't care for that much in the second one was the fact that they do make it to that island colony and oh man, you know what? What's that actor's name that's over there? Birdie.
That's the leader of that island.
Yeah.
Who I feel like they underutilized in that movie. Oh,
Yeah.
please don't make me pronounce this guy's name.
I knew it, man. I think it's Jaimin Hounsou.
Thank God, thank the Lord. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Hansu. Maybe it's Hansu.
No, whatever you said the first time.
Jamin Hansu.
Thank you, because I did not want to butcher that name.
I was gonna make him. Yeah, that was my qualm with it as well. Great actor, really underrated, and I was ecstatic whenever they cast him in this. But yeah, extremely underutilized. I mean, he was in there for like 10 seconds, and I love that whenever they arrived there, and I was like, oh, we're gonna get this nice, you kind of happy ending to wrap things up for Reagan and Cillian Murphy's character. And then, of course, it all goes to shit in like 3 seconds. And that's where I was like, God damn it. That's probably the only qualm that I have with part 2 is how quickly the island community really fell apart. Mm-hmm. And
they weren't ready,
the lack
man.
of
I do appreciate the fact that it doesn't get it doesn't drag on at the end. Because already at that point in the movie, you're like, okay, the end is near, and then it introduces, like, a lot of movies will just keep that up for another 30 minutes and I'd get bored. So I do appreciate the fact that it goes on pretty quick. But it would have been cool to get there a little earlier, though.
Yeah, and that is my last two things I want to mention, and I'm pretty much got nothing else for these two movies. The first one, Brad, you kind of say it like it gets to the point. Both of these movies are less than an hour and 40 minutes, and I love hour 30-minute movies, and they both do such a great job with the utilize of time to tell their stories. And they didn't need more, they didn't need less. It was just perfect. So a big nod to both of those movies for doing that. And of course, the second one, I bet you on that island they could have all the fucking orgies they want, like without any worries whatsoever. A big island.
That's
orgy.
Your first thought, yeah, dude. You're like, if we can get out of here and we can make it to that island, we could probably all fuck for like hours at a time, right? And no one's ever, no animals will ever know. It'll just be like, remember that time we partied at Jeffrey Epstein's? It'll be just like that, dude. Let's go.
Oh, and I also know we talked about Brad Pitt in this chat too, but another sexy son of a bitch. We got Matt Fauci in the house from Fauci Cinemas, if I can.
Hey!
What's up, guys? The second one for me is amazing. Love the action and all the exploration off the plantation. Yeah. And I'm actually surprised you like The Quiet Place, Matt, because it is a little bit of a slow movie, even though it moves at a good pace. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, dug the hell out of both of them, man.
Uh-oh. Apparently I said 7 wrongs. She said no.
So he wasn't down for the island thing.
Oh, yeah. The Virgin Islands.
You can orgy out there, man. No problem.
Yeah, it's okay. If the monsters are over there going like, God, I wish I could join over there. They sound like they're having a good time. But
it is hard to believe nobody over there was pregnant, though. I mean,
that's what I think. The one alien that was on the boat was probably like, if I could get to this fucking orgy, it's like he's swimming, he slip sliding
falls
around,
off and drowns.
Well, it makes it, man. You know what? He's like slip sliding around, but it's not really to kill anybody. It's just his whole goal is just like, if I can get over there, I'll get to these fucking orgies. And he's slip sliding around, Oh shit!
If friend from the alley, you hear, I'm coming. If the monsters go, oh, don't worry, guys, they're coming. Just wait for it.
I am too.
Oh my god! But anyways, that's all I got for A Quiet Place. Even though the world we just described is not a quiet place.
It's very loud. Yeah,
extremely loud.
Actually, I think that may be the softcore porno Skinamax flick alternative to this, A Loud Place.
Oh,
the all orgy plantation.
Oh, I was just gonna call it a hard place.
But, a hard place.
Yeah, but anyways, we pretty much talked about what we wanted to. So, guys, real quickly, your overall thoughts on both movies and a rating. I know that's going to be impossible to make y'all choose which child you think you like more, but we're going to try to do it anyway. So, Chris, we'll start with you. Your overall thoughts on both movies and a movie rating.
Yeah, it's kind of like I said before, man. I think I love what the first one did with the family drama, adding the sci-fi angle, adding the sound design. I mean, it was so fresh and original when it came out. Loved the hell out of it then, still love the hell out of it. And for me, trying to find a way to separate these two, what I come back to, like we talked about earlier, was just that a lot of horror sequels suck. They can't find a way to really improve upon the original, and I think this is one of those rare occasions where the sequel really took what the foundation the original had set down and really expanded upon it in a really great way. And even though you're missing John Krasinski and the world gets expanded a little bit, they expanded it, just enough to still make it worthwhile. Because a lot of times, like, you get to the sequel, and we saw that the huge difference in the budget from the original to this one, and a lot of people look at that, or a lot of directors, writers will look at that and they go, "Oh, we got this huge budget now. Let's fucking blow this thing, out of the water." And I love that they were able to still keep it, relatively contained. They expand upon it, but it's still not like a global fucking story,
Mm-hmm.
And so I love that about it. I love that it's a sequel that doesn't suck. Fuck. I think for one, I think I gave it. I'd have to look. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5, and I think the second one I gave a 4.5. I like the second one a lot, man. I really do. The action is great. The tension is great. And then I also like the fact that we kind of move away from John Krasinski's character, who was kind of at the forefront in the first one, and we really focus on the kids in the second one. And like Destiny said earlier, the parallel between the two kids facing the monsters together at the end, I think, is fucking great. Great storytelling. So it's 2 for me. And I get it. Yeah, okay. For 4 and a 4.5, I get 2. 2 for me.
Hell yeah. I love both of these movies. The first one, it just introduces a whole brand new thing into the horror genre just by the use of sound. And it's just like, it's so freaking amazing what the John did. Like, because he wrote and directed A Quiet Place, and that's freaking amazing to do. That just shows the talent of John, and it shows on screen. Love both of these movies absolutely much, but what's going to come down the difference between which one I like more is what Gory Tiger said earlier. With less money, you got to get inventive.
Good point, Gory.
Yeah, so and that is why I am barely giving the first Quiet Place over A Quiet Place Part 2. Because, again, they have bigger budgets, so they try to do more, and sometimes less is more for me personally. So that's why A Quiet Place Part 2, I'm giving that movie a 4.75 out of 5. And then the first one, Brad, I know we talked about this earlier, but I'm finally going to pull the trigger on it. It gets the golden reel for me, the first Quiet Place, of 5 out of 5.
Ooh, I'm like
pulling
it,
the
man.
trigger.
I can respect that decision, man. I like it a lot.
Down to you, be rad.
All right, so here's what I'm thinking. I really appreciate both of these movies a lot. I think they're both fantastic, brilliant filmmaking. The first one, we get that very confined story. I'll keep this short. Family-based story. John Krasinski comes in, sacrifices his ass at the end. Very emotional, makes everybody want to cry. The beginning one, the second one, the opening one makes people cry because it's so good. It's so freaking awesome, brilliant filmmaking. Again, one of the best horror moments of all time is the first 20 minutes of this movie, I think. And then the rest of it's great too. Cillian Murphy comes in. We open up this world. We get some more action. We get some more sex. We get some action sex, and then we're good to go. Like we're having a good time. No, we just only get half of that. But I'm with Brett. I think that the confined story-based story I prefer. I like really getting to know these characters a lot more in the first movie. I'm really drawn into their story together and their arcs and within the movie. I just dig that small story, small scale, more creative, you could say, storytelling that they do in the first movie. The second one I loved almost just as much, but I'm going to give the first one a 4.75 and the second one a 4.5. They're neck and neck, but the first one gets a slight edge just because of the character development and that story, the writing, I think is a little bit more tight and better.
Hell yeah. So that means all these movies that we did, if you average them up, they are freaking Yippee Ki Yay motherfuckers. So that's awesome. And then I saw one of y'all highlighted a comment down here. So let's get to that real quick because we're about to spin the wheel to figure out our matchup for next week or for the next time we do a Slash It Out. Destiny says, do y'all have The Shining versus Doctor Sleep written down? You bet your ass we do, because we both we love both of those movies, and we think that almost even a tougher matchup than Quiet Place Part 1 and 2. Potentially, we don't know. We gotta get freaking
much different movies. I'll say that much.
Yeah, but
Very
we
different.
do have that written down. So,
Boys,
guys,
the
are you
Bruins are
ready?
up 2-0. I feel so good.
Woo! It's good enough to spin the wheel.
Yeah, but if it
Spin
lands on
it,
your
Bobby.
mistake, Brad, I fucking give up. I'm not doing the show anymore.
Okay.
Ow, man!
Oh,
this
come
is
on.
the best part of
Come
my
on.
goddamn week.
Okay, actually,
Give it to me.
Oh, and before we spin the wheel too, who won last week's or the last episode slash chat between It Comes at Night versus A Sacred Deer, or Sacred of a Killing Deer. I already forgot the name of the damn movie. Shit. But anyway,
The Killing of the
You
Sacred
said
Deer.
you liked it. You picked it. Come on.
I did. But I'm just saying, real quickly.
Sacred Deer Killing that comes
before
at night.
Okay, whatever. It Comes at Night won that Slash It Out with
Okay.
the most votes, which I was really surprised by that. But again, that's awesome. That's why we let you all decide, and we will let you all know how you all will decide this particular Slash It Out. But first, we got to spin that wheel. Let me get the freaking wheel up here.
Give me something.
Where is the freaking... Oh, there we go. There's the full screen. So, Chris, you give me the countdown, and I'll hit the button.
I can't
Let
do
me know
this.
when you're ready, Bubby. I've got my fucking...
Wait.
I've got my knees set, my shoulders engaged. You let
I
me know
will
when you're
laugh
ready.
my ass off if it lands on what I put on here today.
Dude, no,
swear to God,
I won't
dude.
be here
I
next
fu-
week. I ain't watching it. I ain't watching those movies.
We got to
And
do it
just-
again, Birdie.
And just in case, if y'all are wondering what the hell, one of them I have Chopping Mall versus Killer
No,
Clowns.
don't. You shouldn't have revealed it.
I know,
All
I'm
right.
sorry. But we're going to spin the wheel. The wheel's going to decide. So, Chris, you let me know when to hit the button.
I can't do
Three.
that anymore either.
And spin.
Oh! Be something good. Don't do us dirty.
Oh my.
Oh!
Oh!
Which one?
What is it?
Oh!
yeah!
Reality.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay, because
That's cool.
Star Echoes is on my 14 Days of Horror watch too, so that is actually brilliant. I'll
I
have
haven't
to
seen
watch it a
Stir
little
of
bit
E-
early.
This was one that I put on there. I haven't seen Stir of Echoes in a very long time, so just an excuse to watch Stir of Echoes.
Hell yeah.
You guys are gonna fucking kick me out of here before this is over.
Oh my gosh. So
Taken, dude.
so we got Frailty versus Stir of Echoes for next week. So we will get all that organized for a stream. And then Brad, do you mind if I freaking tell people what we got coming up? Because we got some pretty cool things coming up on the channel.
Please do.
Alrighty. Well, first off, let's start with tomorrow, because tomorrow is indeed Friday the 13th, which is freaking Jason's Day, the Wreak Havoc, all over the world and all over YouTube. And we wanted to join on that fact. And we got a very fun video. If you thought you had fun tonight, you're going to have fun with this. It is our top 10 what the fuck moments in the Friday the 13th franchise, and that will be released tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And that is going to be a premiere video, which we will be in the chat chatting with you while you watch us with these very interesting choices we have made for top 10 what the fuck moments, and that is going to be
Brett.
tomorrow. Oh, go ahead, Brad.
Brett comes up with some new quotes in that one too. Some new freaking book-worthy freaking some quotes. Just be ready for
Yep.
that.
Yeah, I absolutely do. So you can buy it at www.goodwillhunting.com. Just kidding. That website does not exist. And then, of course, tomorrow, too, Chad, you saw who was in the chat. He freaking plays Jason in the new Friday the 13th fan film coming out on October. It's for my special boy. Their final trailer is going to release tomorrow. And when they release that trailer, 30 minutes after, we will release our trailer reactions for that. So you can also expect that tomorrow as well. And then Sunday, what could be a better... what could be a better freaking watch party than Titane? Like, can it even be better than Titane? All I gonna say is, you bet Jurassic can. So, we got the Jurassic Park live watch party this coming Sunday at 5 o'clock Eastern time. So we are very, very looking forward to that.
Yep. And next Sunday, we're watching Hills Have Thighs. Not eyes, thighs.
I
It's
thought
really
we
good
were
one.
watching A
Look it
Hard
up.
Place. No, I'm just kidding. No, but then lastly,
Tune in the Sunday after that, where we've got the Lord of the G Strings.
Oh,
And the OnlyFans after that is the Butt Plug TCM Double Down. No, it's not.
stop.
Everybody bring your glass plugs.
Oh my gosh. Lastly, because this one I'm really excited about because we're bringing on, if y'all keep up with Instagram story, I announced that on May the 26th, we're bringing on a brand new guest onto the channel. And actually within our little circle group too of YouTubing, I'm very excited to have this special guest. And we're going to reveal who that is and what the topic is. And that is going to be Jess from Discount Final Girl. She has a very good channel. I suggest you all to go subscribe to her as well. I'm going to create this stream for tomorrow, so you all will have all of her socials if you want to go subscribe to her YouTube and follow her on Instagram and Twitter. And then because she is a fan of A24, so on May the 26th, we are going to go through our top 5 A24 horror movies, and we are very excited to have her.
Right, you are, Ted. Really looking forward to that one. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's going to be so much fun. So for that particular week, we will not have a Slash It Out. It said it would be a good real live.
Yeesh.
Yes. All right. So let me get that thumbnail down. And then, so real quickly before we wrap it up, Brad, how can they choose who or God, see, I'm already out there. I'm already thinking of sex action and all that. How? Yeah,
You vote for your favorite sex action star
sex.
right now.
God damn it.
Yeah.
He's going to turn it around again and make it something else. Sex action.
And along with your favorite sex action star, be sure tomorrow. Actually, Brad, you tell them how can they vote on which movie is the best between A Quiet Place versus A Quiet Place 2.
It's on Facebook, right? That's where we do the poll. That's where we do the polls.
And YouTube community tab.
And YouTube community, yeah. Vote there. We'll have a good time. Let us know what you think. And you can always, as always, find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd. Those links are down below for you to find.
Absolutely. And if you enjoy all of our shenanigans for tonight, be sure to like this video, share, and subscribe. And of course, Chris, what can they do to that bell?
Ring, ding, ding. Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
You damn right. So be sure to hit that bell so y'all know when all of those videos and streams we got coming up in the future are up and ready. And I am freaking spent, so I am going to go ahead and just freaking call it a night. Guys, thank you in the chat. You guys were freaking awesome. And of course, it's always great doing this show with you, gents.
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Bubby.
Yes, sir. So without further ado, we're out of here. So we'll see you guys next week for Stir of Egos versus Frailty.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Let me find
I'm sorry, boys.
outro.
You know.